Welcome to My Creative Corner 3, a podcast about quilting, crafting, creativity, with a dash of garden, chatting about current interests and life in my northern town. You can find show notes at mycreativecorner3.com. You can also find all of my social media, how to purchase a virtual cup of coffee, and all events on the website. Please feel free to stop by and leave a comment. I really appreciate everyone who listens. Thanks for stopping by. Welcome to the podcast. Hello, everyone. Well, February is saying goodbye today, and tomorrow is March 1st. It's been wintry mostly, with a few glimpses of spring with a day or two of warmer weather, but lots of ice and snow. But the good news is that the sun is rising earlier and it's setting later, and it's really helping everybody to have more hope that winter will end. It's just been a quiet couple of weeks since I talked to you last. We have been just really trying to get the last of the wintry clutter cleaned up. Just the things that we let pile up, like all the boxes to recycle. The weather was terrible yesterday when we broke them all down and took them to the recycling center. It was 25, which sounds warm, but a 35-mile-an-hour wind. Man, my fingers got cold quick. Yeah, I know, we forgot our gloves. My husband did too. But we got the boxes taken care of. That's something that's been more and more of an issue over the last couple of years because I've never ordered this much stuff in my life. We always ran to the store and picked up what we needed. But since, pandemic, and then we decided to do the food boxes, we have a lot more boxes, and I definitely want to recycle them. That was a big project. It sounds like it shouldn't be a big project, but it was. The recycling center is just a mile from my house, but it's cutting down all the boxes. I know I didn't cut them down, and I hate using a razor knife, but I got them all cut down, flattened, stacked up, and I put all the boxes in a big box that toilet paper came from Costco. And then my husband took them all out to the car, and he put them in the recycling bin. But it's just funny how when you procrastinate on something or you don't do it the most efficient way the first time, then it feels like a really big project that we have been procrastinating on now for at least 6 weeks because it's a 2-person job. So I've decided this week I am going to break down every box as they come in. I'm going to stack them up until I have a big box to put all of the boxes in. And then we're going to take them to the recycling center, hopefully on a monthly basis or a bi-weekly basis and not a quarterly basis, because that was a job. Been tidying things up and getting rid of the winter dust and trying to find my spring decorations, getting ready to do some changeover from winter to springtime decor. And it's just, I love this time of year where we have spring right around the corner. And my favorite time of year is, of course, spring. So I've been trying to look for plants and house plants and dreaming about the things that I would like to plant in the garden, but that's way too far away. So I'm like, I wish it would warm up enough because I really want a split leaf philodendron or Swiss cheese plant. A monstera is really what it is. And I'm going to have to order it. Nobody in town has them. And I bought a few plants from the grocery store, and they died over the year. And in total, I think I've lost 3 houseplants because of the lack of sunlight. And I'm just frustrated because I know if I'd have gotten a grow lamp, it would have helped. So I need to get a monstera. And I'm trying to get plants that help purify the air. And I have a baby spider plant at work that's ready to replant. So the next warmer day, I'm going to bring it home and repot it in one of the pots I have here. And I really want to get some other plants with different textures and wrinkled leaves and different colors, just to have something interesting. I really want to get another pilea. Mine didn't make it. And I would like to get a ridged leaf plant. And I just really want to get some bigger ones and a peace lily because that would grow in my house really nice. So those are my things. So I'm joined a couple newsletters, but I think the Sill is a place that looks like it'll ship in warmer weather, and I'm keeping my eye out for a time to order some plants to put in my pots outside. Like I really want to get a couple of tulips and other things that if I can get them soon and get them outside while it's cold, I think they'll grow. So that's just something I've been really, really trying to think spring, think plants, think getting things done and prepping for the new season. So that's what I've been doing now is trying to get things done. Yes, my quilts. I'm plugging away at the triple Irish chain. I've made probably a couple dozen different 9 patches to go with that. And it's going to be a long-term kind of a sit down and sew a few seams type of a project. And I have been long arming. So I am pleased to announce I loaded the table toppers that a customer brought with the Insulbright as a batting, and it worked. I used a Omni 50 weight thread, and it's quilting up just like a dream. I can't believe it. I don't know why I really was anxious about it. I've never done it before, and it works great. So I have 4 little table toppers to do. I have one of them done. They're very small, so they'll quilt up real quick. I have several people, some of my friends who quilt, and I'm going to do some of their quilts, and I have about 4 of my own. But I have a lot to bind. I probably have 6 to bind and of my own, so I got 1 bound today at lunch. So that's my whole goal. I'm not going to do a lot of piecing. I'm going to do a lot of quilting until I get these done and really take inventory about how I want to store some of my quilts. I'm getting things moved around, and we have a piece of furniture that we no longer need that'll open up my storage space on the enclosed front porch. That's good for nothing. You just can't use it except for storage. It's too hot, too cold, So anyway, I'm going to get some more tubs and totes and be able to get things put away and keep them dust free and out of the sunlight. But I got to get some of these quilts done. I have a lot of quilts, and I've reached that point where there's so many I want to make, and I'm doing a little bit more long-term project with the Dear Jane. I'm going to quilt up what I have. I have lots of stash to use, and I'm still going to do that, but I'm like, yeah, I've got a lot of quilts, and I rotate them around, and I use them, but I have a lot of quilts. And I started feeling really guilty about it. Like, wow, that's just a lot of money. But you know what? It was happiness and joy, and it's my hobby. And just, I don't know what it was. It's just as I was going through all of these and realizing how many years ago I made some of them, I was like, holy cow, I have a lot of quilts, and I have made a lot of quilts, and I have to do something about it. I've given a lot away to family members, but some of these are really like special quilts, and I do talk about them when I do trunk shows and lectures, so I'm going to keep a lot of them. But I think I just have to really look at what I want to do and how to store them and all of that. Do you ever get that kind of guilt too? Maybe it's just me. I've just like, maybe I should have done something else with my time. I told it to one of my friends at work, and she goes, "No, don't ever stop. You're really good at it. You should keep going." And I don't have a desire to stop quilting, but it's just like, where do I want to go from here? Dear Jane, that's where I want to go from here. I want to make a really nice Dear Jane. And I have a good start, but I haven't made another quilt block since I did the one a couple of weeks ago. They're they're not necessarily time consuming, but they take a lot of brain space, and you have to be at a point to sit down and work on it and really look at problems and puzzles. And it helps that I use the Hobby Stash website, but you know, it's not a quick thing. Nothing about the Dear Jane is quick. What other things have I been working on? Because that's really about all I've been doing quilting. I've finished up a quilt of my own that I'm going to gift to someone at work who's having her first baby. I've worked on the table toppers, and I'm taking inventory and moving things around. But I just came off a really great week of Cricut inspiration. And I want to say that I found out about this because I've signed up for a lot of people's newsletters. People who are Cricut makers and crafters, they do all kinds of things, but they're also very generous with their freebies, with free SVGs and classes and how to. You can see them on YouTube and on their websites. Well, every once in a while, a group of them will get together. And this year, it was Abby Kristen. Now, I got to look up, can never remember the name of her website. Well, I had her name almost right. It's Abby Kirsten Collections. She does a lot of Cricut things, and she had a week of what she's calling Cricut Fest with some really great makers. And it was a week where, so you should, if you have a Cricut, or if you just want to do crafting, not all of these things have to be cut out by a Cricut. It sure helps though. But it's a week of 6 classes every day for 5 days. And the classes were free for 1 day. And you could watch them at your leisure during that 24-hour period, download all the freebies, and then try making things as you go. I got bit by the bug. Oh my goodness. I even went to Starbucks and got a cold cup that's refillable. I don't drink Starbucks very often, but I love their tea. So I got a hot tea and a cold cup. And I came home, and the pattern for the freebie is beautiful. It had monstera leaves. She called it a tropical feel, but it really looked like monstera leaves and a split Swiss cheese plant type of look. But it was hard for me to weed, and I didn't have the right vinyl to put on the cup. But I found a simple one in Cricut Design Space, and I used all of her techniques to apply it to this cold cup. But I saved the leaves, and some of them were a little wrinkled. I didn't use an appropriate product. They were holographic, metallic looking vinyl. It's just not a good vinyl for that. And I put them on a chalkboard plaque that I had saved, and it made a great sign. I even put a circle on it, and then I put words like peace, love, joy with all the leaves, and it looks like a sun setting. I just thought it was a great save. You know, I may decide to take them off at some point and upcycle that plaque, but it was good practice on trying to weed very detailed cuts. So what happens is when you cut these patterns on vinyl, you got to take off the excess vinyl around your pattern. That's called weeding. And then you got to put transfer tape on top of it so you can peel the back off and then stick it on a cup and peel the transfer tape off without ruining the vinyl. It's not as easy as it sounds when you start dealing with difficult cuts with thin lines and squigglies. Now the other thing is Alice, she is the fabric ninja. She did a cut for a really cute zipper bag, like a makeup bag, and there are bees. So you cut out a non-fraying type of a fabric like suede or craft tex or felt, and use 2 layers of contrasting colors, and what's on the bottom will come up through the hexagons that she had as cutouts with some bees. It's very, very pretty. I'm not sure I'm going to put the bees on them because I'm afraid to cut them. I'm going to try. She did a little test with cutting out the bees and the hexagon. But the hardest part is they're zippered pouches. And you know what? I watched her tutorial on how to do it. And I'm like, okay, this is like anything else that I've been, quote, afraid of, like, the Insulbright. It looks actually pretty easy to do. So for anyone who's conquered zippers and their fear of zippers, I'm like, okay, I can do this. She showed some tips and tricks on how to do it for a zipper bag. So I am all excited about working on some of these things that are sewing as well as vinyl, paper. I bought a quilling tool because now, since I watched the video on how to do it, I know how to roll paper flowers. That I had no success with it in the past because I rolled them backwards. There's always a tip on how to do something. So I'm going to tell you, if you see a maker that you like who occasionally offers freebies, whether it's Cricut, it's making whatever, knitting, loom knitting, quilting, if you sign up for their newsletter or follow them on Instagram or Facebook, you'll know when these things happen. And then you won't regret missing such a fun event. So anyway, that was extremely inspiring, and I realized I can do it. So I ordered paper, and one of the products that the finished projects is a fairy house out of paper. And I'm very excited about making it. It looks like a little fairy house covered with little daisies, and the pink daisies were super cute in the class. So I'm very excited to try making that. So I have been working on Cricut things. I have done the quilting, and then I had to put the crochet down because I really wrecked my left hand especially. I really had bad tendonitis in it. So I put that on pause, and I'll pick that back up once my hand heals up, and I quit doom scrolling on my phone because it's the 2 things I do with my left hand, and I think that hasn't been helpful. So with all of the troubles in the world, I have decided that I need to go on a little bit of a cutback on some social media and news. I'm limiting myself to certain hours of the day because, man, it's been super, super tough out there. And we still need to focus and be mindful of our right here, right now. And I haven't done anything else with needle felting either. If you haven't seen it, about a week or so ago, I posted a video of the gnome I made. He's super cute. He's got a little wonky crooked hat. He's got a teal body, a little unbleached wool ball of a head, and I glued a little bow with a bell. It's Christmas decoration accessory, and it looked super cute. And then I went to the dollar store and I found stackable pots, for strawberry type of thing. I bought them this year. I didn't last. But the biggest thing was the fairy garden things were the perfect companions to my little gnome. I can set him up for my spring decoration with some of the tiny little fairy garden things that I bought. There were a sign that says welcome and a pump and a frog and a blue jay, and it's super cute. I'm going to keep working on practicing needle felting by making some spheres or balls or beads. They're rather large, but I want to just make them maybe a garland or something. There's a knack to needle felting to where you've done it enough or you've over felted. The gnome is a little over felted. Some of it's hard as a rock. You don't want it to be too hard, but you want it to be a little squishy and have a nice finish to the felt. So I'm learning. It's a fun thing to learn, and it's really an easy pick up and put down project, which I like to have those with the quilting. And it seems to be, something you can do 3D, like the gnome is an actual like felt sculpture, or you can do flat appliques. So that has been a lot of fun too. Now, something that I am excited to start, I know, how am I going to start new things? Sometimes you just need something different to do, and it was an embroidery kit that I have been given to review by M Creative J, Melissa Galbraith, and her website is mcreativej.com, and you can find her on social media as M Creative J. She's on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all the places. And she sent me a modern embroidery, is what she calls herself, a modern designer. And it's clean, fresh design. And it's got 4 sayings to choose from in this kit. If you would like to watch me unbox it, you can go to my YouTube channel, My Creative Corner 3. And this kit has everything in it. It has the hoop, it has the needle, it has a transfer paper that you can design. You can transfer the design on by hand using a light box or a window. And then it washes away with water. And it has 4 sayings to pick. It's called Positivity Plant Kit, because around each affirmation is fronds of fern fronds, and they're made out of lazy daisy and straight stitching, and the plants just really have a great greens to choose from. And then you backstitch a choice of 4 sayings. You are enough, you belong here, you are magic, you are loved. And I'm going to do you are magic. And she picked a beautiful piece of fabric, which is shibori dyed, to be the fabric you can put your embroidery on. Now, I want to take this even a little further and use some of her design to put on the jean jacket that I have 1 or 2 stitches on, and then I didn't do it anymore. It was a great idea. I got overwhelmed. You know the drill. And I thought, this I have ordered and I have in my possession this wash away embroidery paper that you can use for putting it on any type of fabric. And I've never used it. Well, this was very inspiring. And this project will be just a couple of hours, but it'll be a great, almost instant gratification type of a project, and it's really pretty. And then she included a beautiful felt to cover it on the back, so it has a nice clean finish. There's also a hanger, so it's everything from the needle to the instructions that tell you everything there is about what you need to know to embroider this and hang it. There's pictures of the lazy daisy stitch, there's pictures of how to do the back stitch, and it's just very well done. If you have any interest in doing embroidery, check out mcreativej.com, or you can find her on Facebook as mcreativej, Melissa. I just love her stuff. And she even did like an embroidered rainbow on her Instagram feed on a baseball hat. She has some mushrooms patterns that I love. You can also do, some of her patterns are digital downloads. If you are like me and you have lots of fabric and embroidery hoops, I just really am looking forward to using it. Now, I really like that she has a blog, and she has a blog that says, the entry is 3 benefits of hand embroidery. Do you ever wonder if embroidery can benefit your life? The answer is yes. Check out my blog for the 3 benefits of hand embroidery. I need to read that. I think that there are benefits for all types of creativity. So I really am looking forward to starting that. And the name of the embroidery kit is Positive Plants. It's super cute. So I wanted to share a couple of things that I've been really enjoying right now. And one is a simple, cozy little app called Finch, Finch, like the bird. It's really fun because Finch is able to help you do self care, helps you to identify what your goals are for the day. This pairs really nicely with my pen to paper journal. And Finch also chirps at me a couple times a day to ask me if I've done my goals, how I felt about accomplishing them, or why I didn't. It helps you with relaxation and mindfulness. So, Finch, it's an app that I saw actually on Facebook, and I thought, oh, you can hear the bird just chirped. Um, I completed my goal today, which was yoga for seniors. I'll try to put a link in the description box. And then there are fun things, like because he heard you heard the chirping, that means I completed a goal. I completed things. It gives me ideas on what I've had for goals recently. You know, I like it. It's perfect for me. It's very cozy and gentle, and yet it helps me stay on track, which I need all the help I can get with staying on track. And then I thought I'm going to do a big splurge. I bought the stickers for the March Silk and Sonder that matches. It's through the Silk and Sonder journal. They have a store so you can buy extra things. But then I also went on Etsy and I bought several stickers, some from my daughter and some from me. For me, by a store. It's called Crafted by Rebecca B. All one word. She has some beautiful artwork, modern styling. I really enjoyed her stickers. They're waterproof. They're really durable. They feel, and I have to say they're fun. They're things that's like I bought one that said nurse, wife, mom. There are some positivity statements. There's some that are a little more PG if you are into those kinds of funny stickers. And you know what? I came back. She gave me a little bit of a discount. And then this order, because it was a second or third order that I have, I think it was the second, she put in some bonus stickers that are so adorable. So you can choose the size on them. Some of them, like the nurse, wife, mom, you could choose colors. Now, it did take a week to get from point A, which is her making the stickers, to me getting them in the mail, but it is so worth it, and they were very reasonable. I want to say this one that says different is beautiful, and it has a lot of lovely flowers on it. It's $2.50, but like I said, they're waterproof, and I really think they're going to hold up if you want to put them on a computer, or if you want to put them on, say, a coffee tumbler. You definitely don't want to put them on something that you're going to be washing a lot. Even if you do put them on a tumbler, those are hand washed things. So I've really been enjoying the little surprises and splurges with stickers. And the Dwell in Slumber stickers are phenomenal, and they're very, very pretty for and match the journal. And I enjoyed that because I want to do some bullet points, and I just wanted, there's some flags that you can put on. There's hexagon shapes. There's all different kinds of planner stickers that will help me to stay on track, because I really want to get my health better, as every month is my goal, and I feel like I'm making small steps. So I've been doing the exercise. I've been eating better with Home Chef. I really like Home Chef. We did try every plate. It was good. It was okay, but there are too many carbs in it, and I felt that it was more difficult to put together. I feel the recipes and the food is better for Home Chef. Those are the two I've tried, and I've gone back to Home Chef. Now, my friend of mine does do Home Chef, and she says if you rate them online and if you're able to, keep going with them over time, you can earn some little extra things, and they may give you some discounts. I know they do give discounts for people who are like in healthcare, if you're a veteran, or a lots of other things. You can look on their website. I couldn't think of the word. So those are things I've been loving right now is stickers, and it's great to buy yourself some versus I can make them. But I found some really cute ones with the class that I took that are Easter inspired that I'm going to make pretty soon. Sometimes it's just fun to have like things that are easy and be able to use like a little gift to yourself. So that's what I've been doing. What have you been doing? I've been just trying to shake off the winter and get ready for spring. And I hope that you have had a wonderful week. Let me know on the comment section at mycreativecorner3.com what you're up to, what you think about anything I've talked about, and if there's something in the future that you'd like me to talk about, let me know. You can also send me an email at vholloway12345 at gmail.com. And I do have a Facebook group, My Creative Corner 3. And if you want to see the unboxing, remember the YouTube channel has changed names to My Creative Corner 3. Thanks, everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you for stopping by. I want to thank everyone who has bought me a virtual cup of coffee on Ko-fi. You can support the podcast if you want to buy me a virtual cup of coffee. Thanks, Diane. Thanks, Barb. Thanks, Gail. Thank you, everyone, for purchasing me a cup of coffee recently. Have a wonderful week and quilt on, everyone.